Hey guys, Brian here, and welcome back to the channel. So while I'm walking on the treadmill, I just had all these thoughts about a lot of comments that I see, a lot of videos that I see about nursing and if there's really money in it. And I did actually just see that my friend Elaine just actually posted a video like this as well. And I just want to put my thoughts on it too, because the main thought is that I keep seeing, can nurses really make that much money? And how come all nurses don't make that much money? Because I've recently had, well, if you guys watch my podcast or listen to my podcast, I talk with a lot of nurses that have done very well for themselves in the nursing space, and a lot of them are making a lot of money. But one of the things that I have to show, what I have to tell, is that like at least half of them, more than half of them, are not making their crazy amount just from nursing. You know, a lot of them have side hustles, real estate, businesses that they're growing that are supplementing their income. Yeah, nursing got them to get to those points with their investments and their businesses, giving them time and capital, but nursing wasn't the main thing giving them a significant amount of money. So, but I did interview a few people like Michelle, who is a per diem nurse that is absolutely crushing it as a nurse and making a whole bunch of money being a nurse. And that's what I wanted to get into today, because is there money in nursing? Absolutely. There's absolutely a lot of money in nursing, but it matters on location. You could check out my friend's channel, Jason and Monica, Nurses to Riches. They pretty much tell you the exact places in Northern California where you should go if you want to be making like $200,000 a year, not even like working 40 hours a week. And that's insane. And you can take advantage of things just like that. But like all the videos that I see out there, if you want to make significant amount of money, if you want to make six figures in nursing, it's going to absolutely depend on where you are. Location. I'm in New York. We make six figures, especially at the hospital that I work at. I work in New York City. All the hospitals in New York City, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but pretty much all of them that I know of, everyone's making six figures, whether it's like $100,000 flat or higher up. And one of the ways that we continue to make six figures is because it's a unionized position. Well, most of the hospitals in New York are unionized. And in doing so, there is a group of people that negotiate every so often for a new contract for the nurses, which helps us get more money on the contract, more raises, annual raises, better ratios, better benefits, all of that. So that's how we got to where we're at. Because when I first started as a nurse, even though we were unionized, this was 12 years ago, I believe my starting salary was like $78,000, $82,000 a year. And now 12 years in, I'm making right under like 140. That's almost like doubled since I started. And obviously, I get paid extra with certifications, overtime, experience differential. All that goes into how much money I could potentially make for the year. So, and that's just my nursing income. I didn't get to my seven-figure net worth just because of nursing. It gave me the platform to invest. It gave me the platform to use those days off to start my real estate business, to start social media, where I've done really well in the past, where I'm kind of restarting where I am now, where I'm pretty much making nothing off of social media. But that's how it is, because like I see all these posts where a lot of people are saying like you could live the most lavish life being a nurse, and all that. I'm not going to say you can't, but it is a very different life, because the ways to make the most money, if you're not doing it strictly based off location, like New York City, you can make a lot of money. California can make a lot of money. I believe like Washington and a few other states, you can make a lot of money. But then you also have to put into like the account of cost of living. And then you also have to make sure that you're one of those people that are just good with money. Like, that's what I want to teach everybody. That's what I try to teach people. What I started focusing on my Instagram, on my YouTube, how to get nurses specifically, especially if you're like a male nurse, like me, like my nurse.org episode was being a man, the male in the family that wants to be the breadwinner, that wants to be able to provide, protect, all that. I want to be able to be that resource for those nurses, those guys that want to use their nursing job to get better financially so they can provide more, bring more stability to their family, all of that. I want to be that guy. That's what I want to bring value for to, especially that community. But went on a little tangent there. But ultimately, all those places that I just said, location does come with a high cost of living. So it will depend on how you use your money, how you decide to live, meaning like you have to live below your means, and not being so flashy. And that's probably the hardest part for us as nurses, because you're rubbing shoulders and elbows with like these high-end doctors. You know your coworkers are making a significant wage as well. NPs, PAs, everybody, and the whole keeping up the Joneses thing is huge. And if you could get that out of your mind, of not trying to impress anybody, you're going to do really well, because that's what jump-started my investing, was not trying to buy the fanciest thing. And I'm not saying this like I haven't made mistakes before. I made a lot of mistakes on my way. I've said this in other videos. One of my first mistakes, as with everyone, is when they're a brand new nurse, buy a fancy car. I bought a sports car. I was really big into driving stick shift, really big into that. So I bought a Lancer Evolution, a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, an Evo. It's one of my favorite cars of all time. But there was no need for it because I already had a car, which was already expensive too, even though it was older. It was a 2003 BMW that worked perfectly for like the next 10 years that I worked. It only recently broke down. Then now my dad only drives it locally. I also tried to look for too many get-rich-quick schemes, trying to figure out penny stocks. I've made my mistakes by trying to be flashy with investing or trying to show off to people. And that's just not the way to go. So if you really want to get ahead, you're going to have to figure out ways to lessen the load on your wallet. Live below your means. You don't need the fanciest house because, let's be honest, as long as it's in a good neighborhood, you're going to be just fine. And one of the biggest things that I also see, that I've also interviewed a bunch of people, I'm not going to call anyone out, or actually I didn't interview them yet, but when I talk to them on the side, a lot of nurses are not making their millions or their hundreds of thousands just because of nursing. A lot of them got businesses. A lot of them got really good side hustles. A lot of them got wealthy partners where they're able to just really lean on them a little bit, establish themselves a little bit better in the nursing community, and not have to worry about anything. And I'm not trying to be like judgmental on it, but it's just the truth. Some people just got it a little bit more made for them. But is there money in nursing? Yes, there is money. And where I was going with all of that is some of the hardest parts about making the most money out of nursing is like strike nursing. PRN nursing is really great as well, but like what the per diem plug Michelle, she's killing it out there. She's absolutely crushing it. But she figured it out. And she is teaching people. She figured out how to do it consistently. But I do know per diems that aren't doing as well because sometimes their shifts are getting canceled. The places that they're doing per diem don't actually pay that much. So you got to figure out the strategy to go with it. And then if you're going after like the really big paychecks, like certain types of travel contracts like strike nursing, you got to know for those strike nurses, those few weeks that you're working, those are like hell weeks. Those are like really going to be really tough weeks because obviously you're filling in for the staff that is on strike. And I'm not saying that you should care what people think about you, but people are not going to be happy seeing you walk through those doors. When you get your assignment, you're going to get wrecked because there's not enough strike nurses to replace the staff nurses. But can you be happy with a crazy big paycheck? Sure, but how long can you actually do that? How long can that last? But I'll never knock someone's hustle, but again, is there money in nursing? Absolutely. Especially if it's just like staff nursing. Absolutely. Yeah, it'll just matter on a few things. Like I said, location, what type of nursing you're trying to be, and living below your means. And that's actually something where I've got stuck with recently too. I've always liked flashy stuff. I bought myself a nice little two luxury watches. I didn't need two. Should only got one. Should got the second one as my first watch, so I didn't have to buy the first watch, But then I found myself in a rabbit hole wanting another one, but can't be spending like $20,000-$30,000 just to have something nice on your wrist. Even though I could afford it, does it really push the needle anywhere else for me? Absolutely not. Like what I personally should be doing with whatever money that I would be spending on like a nice luxury watch, I should be investing in, or I should be paying down my mortgage. Something where I will get equity back on my net worth. So I know this was like a big little rant with a bunch of tangents, but I like doing these little talks, and I'm doing it while I'm working out because these are my thoughts that are in my head about what I see with people at the hospital I work at, what I see with my friends, my family. Everyone is pretty much nurses. I'm Filipino. So it's like I want to be that person that could help guide people in the right direction financially. Like I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but I know so much info. I've done so many things. I have the 7-figure net worth. I want to be the person that could help you get to where I am. I'm only a few steps ahead, even if maybe one or two, but I could show you strategies. I could show you the path. I could show you so many different ways that could get you to where you want to be financially in 5, 10, 15, 30 years. If you want to work as a nurse for until retirement, till 65, let's make that plan to make sure that you retire a millionaire. If you want to be like me, where I personally only want to work till I'm 45, so I have 10 years left. Let's make the plan. Let's figure it out. I want to be able to be that person that helps you get to those goals, gets you to where you want to be. But again, so many tangents. But is there money in nursing? Can you become a millionaire? Absolutely. I'm living proof of it. And hopefully this video gave some people some sort of value. And I appreciate you guys for watching. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.